can hear you, young one.
Oh, my bad.
Hold
I
up.
don't
Give me
use
one
Discord much
sec.
on my
If
phone.
there is a mod fucking with the shit inside of Discord, because I know at one point one of you were, stop it. Don't fuck with dragging people around. I'm the only one that drags people in Discord. If I find you dragging somebody around in Discord, I will remove you in your mod privileges. Don't ever do that fucking shit. Ever. Alright. Hello. What's up?
Hey, yeah, okay, so maybe the insurance rules are different. I wanted to just ask, like, and I accept, like, you're talking about the community part and he's part of the community. Like, I actually agree. Like, I don't really care. Like, if you come from Africa or like Europe, like, it doesn't really matter to me. But what I'm saying, what I wanted to ask though is like, do you think, like, I get that you say that he's innocent, like by the letter of the law, but do you think that like it's a good precedent to set that people can go to protests and like just do this kind of shit?
Yeah. Defend property? Yeah, why not?
Because I don't know, because like at the next like big protest, you know, it's kind of a bad thing to set that they can turn violent like pretty easily. It's going to discourage a lot of people going to protest.
No, I think it's gonna do. Well, maybe it might discourage a lot of people from going to protests or what have you. But I think the worst case scenario is you have similar to what Sharks was talking about. Is you could get armed at the protest as a protester if you would like. However, what I'm looking to just primarily combat is the alternative, right? If I'm not allowed to be armed inside of my community to protect my community or what have you, then like my community is going to get burnt down like Kenosha did with $50 million plus, according allegedly. I haven't looked at the exact numbers as of today. It's just as of the time of damage, and that's a lot of fucking damage, right? And that's something that I think you should have the legal right to be able to prevent. And if that means you stand outside of property with the firearm, then so be it.
Yeah, but I mean, look, you don't want that damage to happen, but I think it maybe because I'm not American, but I don't think that you can equate protecting your private property to, or like, I don't think you can go the extra mile to kill somebody over your like Wendy's or something. Like, I
Over
understand
your what?
over your Wendy's,
Okay,
Wendy's
what about a
franchise.
small business?
It doesn't matter. Like, I don't
Okay.
think
So
when
I've had
that's not like
yeah.
self-defense in my worldview applies to yourself. It doesn't apply to your business.
Okay. So let's say I am a poor individual, like 50% of business owners are. 50% of businesses in the United States, to my knowledge, are small businesses. The fraction of that has shrunk due to coronavirus, but some of the ones that have stayed during coronavirus are now even more economically destitute for the most part. Let's say I am one of those small business owners. Somebody breaks in and starts stealing my shit. I have no physical ability to be able to stop them outside of a firearm. Can I not discharge my firearm at that individual?
No.
Okay,
No, that's insane.
so I'm just supposed to have them rob me.
No, you're supposed to call the police. That's what the police exists for.
So I called the police, and you realize the police are not going to reimburse me, right?
No, but it doesn't matter. Like, you don't kill somebody over some like Kit Kat bars. Like, it's insane.
Hold on, you're incredibly morally loading this with like some Kit Kat bars, right? What if they're stealing a large amount of my product that is necessary for me to be able to feed my family?
So you should know that you should have insurance for that.
You're really just saying small business owners should have insurance that is hard to be able to use, hard to be able to utilize, and the insurance companies often try and fucking jack all your shit out of it?
Yeah, because what's harder is coming back to life after you've been killed over property.
Okay,
Like,
so your
I feel
position,
like
hold
you're
on.
putting
So your position is I should be willing to become economically destitute because somebody is who is more physically
no,
capable can steal my shit. That's literally the result of what you were saying. You realize that, right?
no. I'm saying you should prepare yourself in other ways that aren't like, okay, look, you bought a
Like
gun, so
just
you
buy
were oh
insurance, forehead?
you bought a gun because you're aware of the possibility that
Yeah.
people are gonna come in and try to steal your shit.
Yeah.
So you why don't you buy insurance?
Because a gun is cheaper than insurance
Yeah, but a gun is not
and a
morally
lot more
better.
reliable. What? And
If you get
it's not
insurance,
morally.
you're
No, it's
not you're
so.
not hurting anybody, and you're protecting
Well,
yourself.
the problem with
It's
again,
different than a
the
gun.
problem with insurance is it doesn't always pay out. It sure as fuck doesn't always pay out nearly as much as you would like, and it takes a fuckload of time to be able to pay out often. Like, so those are the issues with that. Like, I
I
also
know.
just
Yeah.
don't know how much money you think small business owners have, but not all of them can just afford insurance for head. Insure your entire supply
But
for head.
there are certain things that should be like their requirements for a business. So like I think if you live in an area where you think you're gonna be victim to robberies and theft, like you should understand that okay, I'm gonna factor in the fact that I have to be able to afford insurance so that if this ever happens, because there's a chance that it happens, that I'll be able to protect myself.
What do you think the
Like
margins are that people run with when they run small business?
there's smaller margins.
How small do you think smaller margins are?
I don't know.
Because they're usually operating at a loss for a
My small business has huge
tremendous amount of
margins
time.
because I don't have a lot of costs.
Okay. But you understand that a lot of these small businesses are like running at losses, especially going into coronavirus. Eh? You're just telling me, hey,
Okay.
lose more money, just bleed more headway there, bleed more capital on that. What the fuck, yo? The dude is drifting. What the fuck? Holy shit. Wicked, dude. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. He's still doing it. But anyway, yeah. Like, I don't think you realize that it's just not that easy. Even let's assume that I can afford insurance and I have insurance. There's no guarantee that it gets paid out. There's no guarantee that it gets paid out to the equivalent of what was stolen. And the amount of time that it's going to take to be able to get back my supply could be a tremendous amount of time. Like,
Mhm.
and that
I
could
think we
result
just
in my
disagree. I
family
think we just
not
disagree
eating. Okay,
fundamentally
so
that
no. So then I want to be able to propose something to you.
okay.
I want to propose a hypothetical and hear your response. So there's an individual who cannot physically stop somebody who is taking all of their property. Let's say they're taking enough supply to put them out of business, right? That's what
Yeah.
they're doing. They're actively stealing it from them. They have a gun and they shoot and kill that individual. Without this business, their family would not be able to have secure, stable income. They are a single income household, right? And that is their only income, right? So they would not have any money to be able to afford X, Y, and Z, right? So this individual kills this person, would you say that person, that store owner, is immoral, did a bad action, and that you would blame them for committing to that action, and that they should have instead just rolled the dice with their family's financial security?
Well, I don't know. Are there like literally no safety nets in place for this person that goes out of business?
In America, not really. No, that's life in America. Not really. No.
So isn't that a problem with how the situation is
I
set up
agree,
then?
but that's the reality. Ass meets grass. That's where we're at. You can complain about that's how it shouldn't be. I would agree with you. But ass meets grass. That's where we're at. You get shit stolen. Too bad. You weren't insured. Shouldn't have been born broke. That's literally how it works.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we disagree at the fundamental
No,
level
no,
and
no.
like
I hold on. I need you to answer that question. I need you to answer the question as to
yeah.
whether or not you would say that store owner that was looking out for their family's income, because they're a single income source family. I think it is a single income family is what it's called, but I feel like it's something else. A single income family, that individual was wrong for doing so, and they committed a bad action for looking out for that specific arrangement.
I would say that he did because I think that he still has more options, whereas you left the person that you killed with
What were the
no option
options
of
that
living.
they could have exercised?
You could do something else after. Like
Like
you
what?
lose your business, but you still have other skills that you can get a job somewhere else.
Okay, if that's true, then why are we worried about poor people? They have other skills. Just get another job. Just get another source of income.
What do you mean by worried?
Why would I care about poor people? Just do work. You have skills? No, just do work. Who cares? You just like, why would I institute for a welfare program? If you just have other
But
skills, just do other things. Just get other jobs. Who
no, but
cares?
then that's not equivalent though. Like I'm not telling poor people to go and kill other people because that's the only way they can make money. Like, if your only way to make money is to kill people, then that's not a viable way to live or
What do you mean
to
your
make a living,
only
right?
way to make money is to kill people?
Like, bas it what you're saying is I don't get what you're saying by saying, like, "We don't care about poor people," or "I don't care about poor people in my situation."
No,
Like,
no, I'm
I
not
mean,
saying that
in
you
this
don't
situation, both the
necessarily
people
care
are
about
poor.
poor people. What I'm saying is you're making a bootstrap argument. Is that I should just have my entire business get liquidated by some robbers and then just go like, oops, well, like I guess I can just start another entire career, and that mortgage that I took out of my house, like, hey, who really cares, huh? Who really cares about that mortgage I took out of my house for all that property? That guy who stole it, I guess he got away with a sweet deal.
I think that person being forced to do that is not as bad as them killing somebody over property.
Okay, so the reality, here, then, RGB, what am I supposed to do with these links? Supposed to read the fucking article in front of this fucking meme? I mean, I have articles here talking about how difficult it is for. It seems like it's talking about how difficult it is for business owners um, in to be able to get insurance claims ratified and shit like that. But nonetheless, you think that the reality or a world where in which I can steal somebody's shit as long as they're like weaker than me, generally speaking, because if they're weaker than me, they can't physically stop me outside of like more lethal methods. I can just break into people's shit and steal their stuff and then just like roll my dice with the cops, and that's it. I just have to call the cops, and that's the only thing that I can do. And the cops won't reimburse me. None of these people will reimburse me.
It's
I
not the
just have
only
to.
thing that you can do,
What
but
else can I? What else can I do?
I don't think murdering people over property is right. That's where
Why
we disagree.
should I become economically destitute because somebody else wants to steal my shit?
I mean, you are going to the extreme. It's not that
It's
every
not. Wait, no,
situation
no,
like
no.
this
Hold on.
is
It's
like
not.
that.
Again, no, no, no. 50% of businesses in the United States are small businesses. An extreme is not that they are going to be like economically destitute if the
No,
people rob their
I mean,
shit.
one person breaking into your store, they can't steal that much, right? Like they
It
can't
depends on. That's
steal your
just
entire
not true. It
inventory.
depends on the store, and especially with small businesses, literally like stealing almost anything could be a lot of stuff for them because a lot of them are bleeding right now.
From the videos that we've seen, it's like usually a homeless person going to CVS. But unless you're talking about the riots, like
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah,
yeah,
let's
I
talk
mean,
about the
but
riots if you'd like. I mean, that's the context, as Kyle Rittenhouse know. The riots, $50 million in property damage, not exactly small business friendly.
yeah, I mean, most of that money is like most of that 50 million is property, like buildings and that kind of stuff, repairs to that, which it would be covered by insurance.
No, again, not everybody can afford insurance. I don't know where you're getting this idea that everybody that owns a small business is like a multimillionaire. Like a lot of these people might have just been fortunate enough to
I
be
don't see
born with like
insurance is
uh,
not insurance is like a regular like you're I
insurance.
feel like
Okay, listen, insurance is a regular thing that some people, some business owners, maybe in specific areas, are required to have, but not everybody does have it. Right? Not everybody does have it, and not everybody can afford it. And in the places where people can afford it, it often doesn't pay out good dividends.
I feel like your argument boils down to like it would be harder. My life would be harder if I didn't get to kill this dude.
Yes, it would be because the world would be worse
But
if
I feel
people
like
could
that's
just
not a good
break in.
enough excuse to end someone's life.
Is somebody breaking into your property, stealing your livelihood, and then taking it? Is not a good reason to be able to stop them with lethal force.
Again, it's not usually like they're not gonna die because they lost their business.
No, listen. It's hard to die inside of the United States. I agree. It's hard to just simply die, right? One of the faster ways is trying to steal other people's shit. But it's hard to, in general, die inside of the United States. I don't disagree with that. However, when you're talking about like people becoming economically destitute because their labor was literally stolen from them, That's a pretty easy thing to do in the United States of America. Get a credit card and don't pay it off. Get have somebody steal your shit when you took out a mortgage on your fucking small business or what have you, and then have somebody steal your fucking shit. Watch what happens, right? Watch the ensuing feud from the insurance company. Like, it's pretty fucking easy to become economically destitute and fall down that rabbit hole. However, not a lot of people do necessarily die of like homelessness even inside of America.
Yeah, so I
Okay,
don't see how
so
that helps your point.
okay, so I'm just curious then on a couple of things, and I am just curious. On a couple of things, if you believe that you can't defend property through lethal force, would you say the rooftop Koreans were all cringe as fuck?
I don't know anything about the rooftop.
Okay, there
Koreans.
was Koreans that went on the rooftops to be able to shoot people that were stealing and looting out of their small businesses and out of their stores. Would you say that's cringe
Where
as
was
fuck?
this? When was this?
This was, I don't know how many years. But yeah, it was in America, if that's what you're referencing.
Mm. I mean, I honestly don't know anything about the situation. Like you just said, there's some
92.
Koreans on a roof
Okay,
shooting people.
so do you know about Black Wall Street?
No.
Okay. Let's take it. Do you know who the Black Panthers are?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think all of them were idiots?
No, of course not.
Why not? They were taking guns
I
to be
don't
able
know.
to defend their
I don't really-
community.
It's I don't know enough about the Black Panthers either to say like they're all
Okay,
idiots
let's say
or
there's a
not.
black person in an incredibly racialized time that is afraid that white people are going to come in and burn down their fucking business. Do they have the right to be able to have a gun and protect their business from like white people coming in and shooting or coming in and breaking shit and stealing shit? Yes or no?
I still wouldn't. I would be consistent in that. Like I still don't think that because someone's breaking your shit that you're allowed to murder them. I would stay consistent on that.
Okay, so even if a black person in the height of like Jim Crow is actively has a bunch of white people that want to break in and loot their fucking shit, right? Cops ain't gonna do shit in this circumstance then. In this circumstance, you would say, hey, they don't have the right to be able to kill them? Like the cops aren't gonna do anything.
For me, the bar to kill somebody is that they're actively threatening your body, because that's
Okay.
something that's
I would
that's something
highly
that's irreparable.
I would highly recommend you reevaluate this point of view, because I think when you are what you are saying is innocent people have to just let people that are doing heinous things to them do it to them because they won't die. Your argument is, well, you're not going to physically fucking die, and then they're sitting there like the hundreds, if not thousands of hours that they have labored to be able to afford this small thing that they wanted, let's say a small pizzeria or what have you, is now taken away from them because some dumb fuck just wanted to break into their fucking store and take it, and now they have to let that go just because they won't die. Like that's an incredibly horrible existence to have to live through, that you have to sit there and just take that.
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's similar to capital punishment. Like, I don't think someone that steals deserves to die over it. Yeah, that's kind of what's happening here. It's just instead of the state doing it, it's you doing it.
Okay, so I'm sorry, what'd you just say? Stretching?
So, I mean, in that situation, right? Like, you're basically, because someone's stealing from you, you're killing them. It's similar to
Yeah, you're taking
I
away
know
your
that the
livelihood.
point is
Yeah.
to stop them, but it's also
Yeah.
kind of like a punishment for doing what they did. It is a punishment for doing what they did.
Okay, can I bridge this and say if you like try to deter them, like you try to de-escalate the situation before using the firearm?
Yeah, of course, that's way better.
No,
Of
no.
course,
What
that's what you should
I'm
do.
gonna say is it morally acceptable now?
Yeah, of course. To try to stop people from stealing, of course, that's
No.
like, you
If
should be
I
doing
try
that.
and de-escalate and then it doesn't work, let's say I put them on notice, like, hey, stop stealing my shit or I'm gonna shoot you, and they continue stealing my shit. How is that now my fault that they're continuing to steal my shit? They have been warned that if they continue to do so, they are going to lose their life, and they are actively continuing to do so. How is that my fault if I then engage?
Yeah, that's obviously better. But
Okay, no, I'm not asking if it's better. I'm asking if it's morally
yeah,
permissible. If this is what I'm asking specifically.
I mean, if the person's suicidal and you pull the trigger
I'm
for
not.
them,
I'm
I don't
not
know if
saying they're
that's right.
suicidal. Just stick with just simple. All right. I
Well,
say
why
there's
would they
somebody.
answer?
Hold
Why would
on.
they keep going,
I
right? They
don't. I
have to
don't.
have a
I don't
reason
know.
to
I
keep
don't
going.
know. I don't know. But I don't want to add any. Well, what I meant was when they're suicidal. Just very simple. Somebody is in my store. I say, get the fuck out of my store, or I'm gonna shoot you. Right? And then they do
Hmm.
not get out of your store. Can you shoot them?
In my look, so in my world, you wouldn't get to that point. Like,
No,
I don't
that's
think you
not
should
what,
even.
dude. Come on, you gotta,
Yeah.
come on, you gotta engage with this. You know, you just engage with the hypothetical. Don't do me like this. You have too many logs in my
Okay.
chat room to do me like this. Somebody is inside of your store. You say,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of my store, or I'm gonna shoot you. And then they do not
Yeah.
get out of your store. Can I morally shoot them?
I don't think so, to be honest.
Why? They're actively making the decision that it is worth it to stay inside of that store and steal from you, even if their life is at risk. This person's so happy.
I think it's similar. I think it's similar. I mean, let's take out the stealing part, right? If someone is saying that, hey, like, or if you threaten to kill somebody, and then they say, yeah, kill me, please kill me. I don't think that that's the right thing to do.
No, that's not. We're not talking about some random dumb fuck on the street, like saying "kill
Yeah, but that's
me,
what
kill
they're doing.
me."
That's what they're saying with their
Free.
actions,
No,
right? You told
that's
them,
not.
if you
That's not
keep
what they're
going,
saying.
I'm gonna
No.
kill you,
Hold on,
and
you
then
got
they
it
keep
wrong.
going.
That's not
So
what
that's
they're.
basically
That's
them
not
telling
what they're
you.
saying with their actions. They are saying, "I am going to continue stealing from you. I'm going to continue stealing from you, regardless of whether or not you have put me on notice that you are going to kill me. I have decided that it is worthwhile to steal from you, and that is superior to, and I believe that is a worthwhile trade, even though that you threatened me with like death." That is the argument. Not that, like, oh, there's some random person on the street that's just doing that. No, they think that the shit that they're going to get is worth it, and that you got no balls and you ain't going to fucking do it. That's what they think.
That's assuming what they think, though.
Yeah, well, you did. I had to inductively reason what somebody would probably think going through that. I don't know what somebody's reasonably thinking when they break into a
But
store,
they could
start
just as
stealing
much
shit.
think something
Somebody comes
else.
out with a
Like,
gun, and then they put them on notice, and they say, and then they fucking stay there. However, right, you invoked, well, they're clearly thinking this. No, we don't know. And I gave an alternative to what your supposed
no, what I'm
hypothetical
saying
was.
is, no, I don't think it's arguable. Like, they're telling you basically they're willing to die for this shit, because
Yeah?
they're willing to risk their life for this shit.
Yeah?
That's what they're telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you carry it out for them. I don't
Why not?
understand.
What's morally wrong with that? What is wrong with that? You
Okay,
need
so
that.
in
You
this
need that shit. That's your property. You need that shit, right? That's your livelihood. Those are thousands of hours of your labor, your hands doing labor, right? Manifested into that business. That's the physical manifestation of your labor, and you have to watch it getting taken from you, even though you put the person that is in your business on notice.
I understand that it would be harder, like life would be harder for this small business owner if he got robbed. Like, I'm not
Well,
arguing
the
against
problem
that.
is you would
I'm
make
saying that
life
it's
for. Sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
saying that it's an inappropriate response to murder somebody over it.
Why? If I put them on notice, why?
Because also, I mean, look, I think a lot of the time, these people that are doing it, if they're willing to like put their life on the line that you've threatened them, I don't think it's as much as, I don't think that your assumption that they're thinking that the person doesn't have the balls to do it, I don't think that that's right. I think it's more that they're willing to put their life on the line enough, or their situation is so bad that they're willing to put their life on the line for it.
And like,
And then
what the fuck?
you're
That's not my problem, though. Why is that my problem? Oh, my bad. You want it really bad, so you can have it. What if I want it really bad? It's my shit. I worked for it. I put thousands of hours into it. Why should the person who is stealing my shit desire for my shit supersede mine?
You have every right to stop them. You don't have a right to murder them.
No, you know that's not how reality always works, right? Let's say I'm a 5 foot tall woman, 80 pounds, right, soaking wet, right, and versus some dude who's like 6'6", 320 pounds, right? I'm not gonna stop them even with a fucking taser. I'm not gonna fucking stop this guy, all right? So like this isn't necessary. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
But that's an unfortunate circumstance. Like I don't think that.
So why
I still don't think you can kill them for it.
So why
Like,
does their desire? Why does their desire to steal my stuff supersede my desire to keep my stuff?
That's not what you're comparing. You're comparing the real transaction is their life for your shit.
Yeah, and not just my shit, but my livelihood. The things that I put out thousands of hours of labor into trying to be able to get something that very well might be necessary for me to be able to eat, for me to be able to sleep comfortably, have shelter, or what have you.
Yeah, but you're still walking around. Like you still have options. You can still do other stuff.
That's amazing. Okay, so the reality that
a small
you're
business
setting up
owner doesn't automatically fucking die as soon as their business is over.
Well, no,
like,
the problem is that you're setting it up. Okay, so what are the I'm gonna do to you what I did to the guy the other day? What allows me to be able to kill somebody?
The only time is when they can actually harm you physically.
Physically harm me. That's it. Physically harm me.
Imminently.
Okay.
Not like.
What if I'm beating the shit out of your kid? I'm beating your kid within an inch of its life. Can you shoot me and kill me?
Yeah, of course.
Wait, why? It's not me.
Because if you keep going, you're gonna kill my kid, of course.
Okay, so it's not just you. It's another person in your life. Okay. Yeah? You agree with this? Okay, what if I'm burning down your house? Not your property, not your your individual shit. What if I'm burning down your house? It's the only house that you have. I'm burning it down to the ground.
Well, my house is completely covered by insurance. It's like illegal to own a house without insurance.
Okay, well, you understand that insurance may not necessarily pay that shit out, and sure as fuck, you may not even get the availability to stay in some place of it. Okay, so just answer the question then.
Are there people inside my house?
Hold on. If I'm burning down your house, can you shoot me to kill me? Or is everybody who shoots to kill somebody who's burning down their house not participating in immoral? Let's start with no. There is nobody in your house.
Yeah, I would probably just leave the house and
I'm not asking what you would do. Come on, don't do this. I'm asking what is moral versus what is immoral. There's a guy who shot somebody who is trying to burn down their house. Is that person immoral? Yes or no?
I would say so.
Okay. So somebody, you're homeless. You live out of a car. Somebody steals your fucking car that you live out of that has all of your possessions in it. Can I shoot them to kill them?
No.
Okay. So there is no amount of physical possessions, no amount of, let's say food. Okay, I guess let's try this. What about medicine? I need insulin to literally be able to survive right now, right? Like, let's say I need this shot to be able to live, like at this moment. Right, I'm going through a spike attack or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Insert whatever bullshit medicine, and somebody takes it. Can I kill them?
Yeah, if it's imminent like that, then yeah.
Okay, what about somebody's food? Like somebody cannot eat. I walk up to a homeless person. The only money in their pocket was just used to be able to buy this food. They haven't eaten in a week, and I steal it from them. Can they kill me?
You can go 3 months without eating, or you can go
So just don't eat, bro. Is your response? That's your actual response. So just don't eat, bro.
You think it's right to kill someone over a hamburger? That's
legitimately. If you have not eaten, and somebody's willing to steal some shit from a home, on God, yeah. Like if you are stealing shit from a homeless person that hasn't eaten and is clear, yeah, you're a fucking loser.
I think, okay, so the homeless situation, right?
Yep.
Are you trying to equate it
What if he's
to
at
Well,
the
no,
end
the
of the
business
third
person?
month?
I'm trying to establish what you consider to be eminent to life, or
Justified killing?
yeah, like you're clearly you're drawing the line at some nebulous idea of bodily harm. I just want to know how far you would extend that, right? So like, let's say it's the winter, it's cold as fuck outside, and I burn down your house, right? What am I just, hey, you better go live with other people and cross my fingers that you have other people to live with? What if you are completely out on your own? You get fucked by that. What if you're living out of your car in the winter and I steal your fucking car? Can you shoot me? Like, you might fucking freeze to death outside. Can you shoot me?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there are situations where it's justified.
So
I think
in that
I think
situation, is it
your
justified?
situation, it's not justified. The one that like we were originally talking about.
So no, okay. Answer my question. It
Because
is winter.
what
It
you're
is
basically
winter. I am
doing
living
what
out of
you're basically doing is saying, look, like what you're basically doing is saying, or I'm saying, look, the only time you can kill somebody is when you're in imminent threat of dying yourself. And what you're doing is you're attaching like the medium of the physical thing that's keeping you alive. And you're saying, yeah, if they take away that physical thing that keeps you alive, then
No,
yeah, it
so
is
what? No.
justified
What
for
I
you to
do
stop
is I
them in
establish.
any way that.
So yeah, I establish certain human rights. Is what I do. There are certain things that I consider to be human rights. I think you have a right to your livelihood, i.e., your property and things like that. I think you have a right to, your freedom of speech, yada whatever, right? But the only one that's relevant right now is there, and
Yeah,
of
but when
course,
you say something like property, there's a million different types of property, right?
yeah, and I think you're entitled to be
I
able to
think
keep
the
those.
no, but what I'm saying is that there's levels of how badly you need that certain property to live. Like
Sure, and I would say a
you're
small
going from
business
something
owner,
that
chances are,
you're
need
going
their
from
small
something that
business.
we're talking about things like that small businesses sell versus things like an EpiPen while you're having
Well,
anaphylactic shock. Like
I'm trying to,
it's
yeah,
different situations, and
I'm.
I think
Mhm.
obviously in some situations the physical thing that's going to keep you alive, yeah, it's
Well,
obviously
I
justified.
think you draw that line way too short. What you're saying is, unless you can show me directly that somebody stealing this will instantly fucking kill you, there is no way for you to be able to be justified in killing somebody else who is aggressing upon you, which I find to be ludicrous, because the individual who is aggressing upon you, even you bit the bullet even on me giving somebody notice, which I find to be laughable. I literally find that to be laughable, because if I'm putting somebody on notice for doing something, they're actively deciding that whatever is worth it is to continue doing. Whereas, and you're just saying, oh, well, maybe they want it more than the person who owns the business. Fuck that shit. I want it the most. I
No,
fought for
that's
that. I
not my
bled for
reasoning
that. I
for it.
put labor through that. No, that's literally what you're. Okay, hold on. What is the reason why then I can't say that, hey, I want that more, and I'm able to kill that person in exchange for that? What if I am a
Because
broke, destitute person, and I am afraid I'm not going to be able to pay for my medical bills, or I'm not going to be able to do this idea that like every single small business owner is somebody with like hundreds of thousands of dollars of collateral, they just can wait out the insurance claim, is fucking laughable. That small business owners don't have often have their small business as one of their only sources of income, that they don't have a debt in order to secure that small business, is quite laughable.
you would have to assess it case by case then. You would have to look at the certain situation of the person where they really,
Okay, can you give me a
if
case?
they didn't
Yeah.
have this, that they would have
Can you give
literally
me
died.
Okay, what do you mean by literally die? Because I don't put this as the bar. I think if you become economically destitute because somebody else wants to steal your shit, I think that's fine enough to be able to justify killing somebody or what have you. I think people taking your shit in general, you could justify killing somebody over that, because they're infringing upon your rights, what I would consider to be your rights. And then once they infringe upon that, they break the social contract, and then I don't have to respect their rights anymore, as long as it's in a preventative manner, right? If they've
That's
already
where we
run down the
disagree.
street. Right, I know that's where we disagree, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to talk to you about. Is I think there should be human rights, that we respect humans on the basis of their humanity, right? Their right to property and things like that. However, it seems like
Yeah,
you
but
don't
then
respect
human
that.
right, like
You think that it's the
where
only thing that should apply is your right to bodily autonomy, and that's it. Everything supersedes, your right to bodily autonomy supersedes everything.
because then the reason for that is then you're comparing apples to apples, right? You're taking away their right to their body by killing them for them trying to do that same thing to you. Like that's
What?
why
I'm sorry,
for me
say
it
again?
seems more it seems more appropriate because it's equivalent.
It's I don't believe in this weird equivalency thing. I believe in the ability for you to uphold your human rights as a person, right? Like, would you say then that like anybody who I mean, you kind of already agreed to it, but like let's talk about this then specifically. If in Nazi Germany, Jewish people wanted to be able to, or like some people walked up and wanted to burn down Jewish houses and shit like that, like a whole mob of people decided to do that, would you say that those Jewish people that shot those people that were trying to do that are bad?
No, I wouldn't say that
Wait,
they're
why
bad.
not? They're just trying to burn down their house. Property isn't worth lives. What's wrong with you?
If you mean okay, I think I interpreted like I didn't want to say Jews are bad in Nazi Germany on your
Well,
stream is
I mean,
probably
literally,
why I
that's what
said
you're
that.
saying. If a Jewish person shot a German person who was trying to do anything but kill them or their family, they are a bad person. That's what you're saying. That's what you're communicating.
um, yeah, I mean, in that situation, you have no other option. I,
No,
I,
you have an
I think
option. Let them burn down your house. That's your option. Let them, according to you, just let them burn down their house and deal with the German insurance on
yeah, I
Jewish
know, but
property. We'll see how that goes.
obviously, that's not gonna be a fair situation for the family that's affected by the fire,
And
right?
guess what? Right now, insurance isn't fair at all. And the insurance process is dog shit for a lot of these things. People think that you just file an insurance claim, you get it the next day. No, they will try and rip you in half for every penny and dime they can get out of you for any damage. That's how insurance works. Maybe you haven't dealt with it. It's fucking horrible to have to deal with. I'm currently having to deal with it because I'm having like part of my house redone due to water damage, right? I'm having to deal with fucking insurance. It's fucking horrible. It's trash, right? But not only do you have to deal with that, but you have to deal with that out of your own pocket. So why can't you say that Jewish person should just let his house be burnt down by the German party, the National Socialist Party? Why not?
Because that person's not gonna have any other option.
What do you mean? No, they do. Yes, they do.
I know
They
that
they
your
like they
insurance company
let their
might be
house be burnt
difficult to
down. What do
deal
you
with
mean? Wait, hold on. How does that person not have any other option? Period. Go.
because I mean,
They'll be
they probably
homeless
can't
just
leave the
like you will
country. I mean,
be.
I don't know what
Who could?
specific year you're talking about here. Like, it's
Sure, we'll go 1939. All right?
yeah. I mean, are they allowed to leave the country? Are they allowed to like? Do they have the means to leave the country? Like, I don't know.
No, they don't have the means to leave the country. Their house was just burnt down. Does that matter?
Yeah, it does. Because
Okay.
now, I mean, they probably
I don't
freeze to
have the
death.
means to leave the country because my business was just burnt down. Does that matter?
No, because you have other options.
Like what? Wait, the Jewish person has other options, right?
I don't know if Jewish people in Nazi Germany have all the freedom that an American
Okay,
person in
describe that.
2021 has.
Describe the difference that you believe is substantial in the context of this argument that enables them to be able to shoot and kill people. Because in the other examples that I gave you with the Black Panthers and the rooftop Koreans, you said you didn't know anything about that or anything like that. In the examples of the Black Panthers, you said that they wouldn't be able to defend their property with weapons, right? So I'm trying to get the difference here that you're drawing. What is this difference, right? In a heated political climate where literally the burning down of a black fucking house from insurance companies, they can literally just go, nope, we don't care. You're not getting it. And not catch a fucking civil rights lawsuit because the Civil Rights Act wasn't fucking passed, right? Like, because these things can happen at this time, these people walking around with their guns defending their property, that's something that I have no problem with them doing. However, you seem to have an issue earlier, unless you want to go back on that statement. So what is this substantial difference between that and then this example, the Jewish people?
Because a person in 2021 has other
I
options.
never said, so hold on,
They have
because
a
you,
chance to come back. I think a Jewish person in 1939, I think
but you
they're
also
fucked.
disagreed with the
When
point of the Black Panthers, right? The Black Panthers going out and defending their property.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe I didn't know well enough about the situation
Okay, so then
in
would
that
you
time.
now take that back and
I didn't even know if black people could own businesses at that time.
well, no, even their personal property, like their houses.
I mean, if it's personal property, if they had the right to more personal property, then I don't think it's the same situation as during the Holocaust
No,
or
no,
during Nazi Germany.
I'm just making comparisons and analogies to see where you draw your line. Okay? So, Black
Yeah.
Panther people protecting their community with guns. And if you burn down their houses, they're going to kill you. In comparison to Jews killing the National Socialists, right? The National Socialist Party members who try and burn down their property.
I don't know. I don't really want to talk about that now.
Okay.
I don't think I think comparing Nazi Germany and Black Panthers to like white owners of business or black even in 2021, I don't think it's the same thing.
It's not like I don't know. You're doing the classic meme. You realize you're a long-term chatter inside of my chat room, and you're doing the classic like memes where you're not engaging with hypotheticals that make you uncomfortable. Like you just either make it
It's
disanalogous
because
and proof that it's disanalogous, and then show why I'm not making the comparison or why I'm making the comparison in an unjust fashion, or deal with it.
I just don't know enough about the specifics of living in those societies to like to be able to compare them to today.
So you just don't know. It's your position. You don't have enough knowledge about Nazi Germany and
I'm
how
not gonna
Jewish
go out
people.
on a limb and make like
Huh.
very important decisions for people living in times when I don't really know what the specifics of their situations are.
Okay, sure. All right. So then, can you give me a single time, a racial time, a racialized time that you know of? You have any information on?
Today,
No, well, sure. Even any time that exists, any
huh?
time in human history.
I mean, today is a racialized time in America.
Okay, so let's assume some Proud Boys walk up to my house and try and burn down my house. Can I shoot them and kill them so that way they don't do that?
I wouldn't do it
I'm not asking if you would do it. I'm asking if it's moral.
because I don't think it's morally right.
Okay. So you don't think it's morally right for a black person to defend their property if white nationalists are coming in to burn it?
No.
Okay. So if white nationalists then go through and start burning down all black people's houses, you would say that all black people just have to sit there and take it? Or at what point?
No, they don't. There would obviously be there would be
Well,
police
I
involved
call the
and
cops.
if this is I mean you're saying is that they're going around and doing it, they then there would be things that would be done to prevent that.
Like what?
The police would get they would know about it and they would
Stake out
go
a
and
side of every single black person's house?
no, but look, I just I don't think the castle doctrine and all that shit is
Okay,
right. Like
so like I just this is getting really wild. So I think what we need to do is we need to settle the two material realities that our moral positions land on. Your position is that if I'm a black person, there's white nationalists who are actively burning down the black people's businesses. They come to my businesses and homes, and or both. The fuck, and they come up to mine and they do that same shit with mine. I cannot use lethal force to be able to stop them, even if I put them on notice. That is your position.
yeah.
Okay, and in my reality is, at the very worst, I have to say, hey, don't burn down my business, don't steal my shit, or I'm going to kill you. And if they proceed to do so, then I am allowed to kill them. I think in my reality, it enables a lot more people to be able to defend their property, defend their livelihoods, and defends the things that they care about. And if you decide that your life is, you're willing to gamble your life on stealing somebody else's shit or burning somebody's house to the ground or their business to the ground, then so be it. But you are rolling the dice, and now the cards are in the person's hand whose business is or home you are actively burning down or looting or robbing. I think that is a fair thing to have. I think that is a fair society. Even if at worst I always have to put people on notice. I think that is a fair society to have, because in that society I get to keep what I have earned for, what I have labored for myself, in comparison to one where in which I just have to hope that the cops help me equally with all of my neighbors, or that the cops even respond. And in often, those cops, or sorry, not often, literally, they will not reimburse me for the things taken and what have you. So, yeah, I think that is a better reality to live.
Do you think that if it's after the fact that it would be the same kind of thing? So would you stay consistent with it? So if someone steals your shit and then you find them after and they won't give it back, you can also kill them for it, you think?
No, that's not how it works. It's as a preventative measure. If you find somebody who has stolen your shit, you should
Okay.
call the police to be able to get that back for them. The reason why I'm able to kill people who are actively taking my shit is because it's a preventative measure. That's the reason why. It prevents them from doing it in the first place. That's the reason why, right? Because it's not like fucking, I'm not sure if you just watched a bunch of CSI or what have you, that every single time somebody breaks in and steals their shit, that everybody's going to get caught. In fact, often it isn't the case that they get caught. And then if they do get caught, it's very unoften that you even get your shit back, because it's either being sold or traded or what
Yeah,
have you.
shipped off.
So I called the cops, they found the guy, and it doesn't even fucking matter because I don't get any of my shit back. But if I put the guy on notice, tell him, hey, stop stealing my stuff or I'm going to kill you, 90% of the time they're probably going to run out of the store, based. However, if they do not run out of the store, I'm able to shoot them and kill them and keep my stuff and keep my livelihood intact. My family gets to eat, I get to eat, all that good shit. I don't like the reality where I have to wait on somebody who is actively infringing on my human rights and just be like, well, you know what, it's not, I'm not going to die tomorrow if I become economically destitute, so fuck it, whatever. You might as well just take all of my shit. That is such a shitty way of going about things, in my opinion. Just put them on notice, and if they have decided that it is worthwhile for them to risk their life to be able to take that shit, then you have the availability to kill them. That is a superior reality, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I guess that's how the laws in the US work. They kind of just allow you to do that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure in other countries as well, you're allowed to kill people that are on your property. It's just that it's harder to do so because you don't have a gun.
hmm So with Kyle, um, so you don't think he's guilty of any of the charges? Do you think he's guilty of any wrongdoing at all either? Did I
I
ask
don't.
you
So
that?
moral wrongdoing, not necessarily. No, I don't think it was smart for him to
Mm.
go out there as a 17-year-old and do any of that shit. I don't think I wouldn't have done it if I was a 17-year-old, but morally, not really,
And
unless I'm forgetting
he owned the
something.
gun illegally, right? By the
I think
or
they
did he?
I think the gun charges got dropped. I think everybody that was saying that was blowing smoke up their ass and were trying to act like an overnight lawyer.
Don't you have to be over 18 to own a gun, or is the onus on the seller?
I no, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. I'm gonna appeal to the people that actually were in the case. I'm not gonna act like everybody else and act like I'm an overnight lawyer.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's why I was asking too, because I don't know the laws of.
Yep.
I only know Canadian laws, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. We talked for a while. That's cool. Thanks for having me on.
You have a good one.
Okay, see you.
Bye.